Today I'm helping this freelance writer revamp his Upwork profile. Hopefully you can learn a thing or two whether you're a writer or not. A lot of the principles apply to any freelancer when it comes to how to go about figuring out the best job title, how to write your about description, and other things that need to be optimized on the profile in order to attract the right client to your profile and also convince them to invite you to a job and hire you. It's all about persuading the Upwork algorithm to rank your profile first and then persuading the client to want to talk to you and want to hire you. This freelancer particularly wants to make a switch from one type of writing to another. So I'll be able to also give suggestions on how to go about making that pivot and what to do with your profile in order to successfully transition in that way. And then also I'm going to comment on the hourly rate because he wants to be able to experiment with raising his hourly rate to the $125 per hour range from recent projects that were around the $75 an hour range. And so how can he do that successfully and find clients at that higher rate, and what are some things involved there? If you want me to review your profile and help you to totally revamp it, check out the Freelance Family Man membership. Along with that membership, in the first month, I will review your Upwork profile in full and give you a complete overhaul of it so that you can make the updates that are necessary to start ranking your profile, so that Upwork starts surfacing your profile, and so that the right clients are finding your profile and being persuaded by it to hire you. Again, if you sign up for a Freelance Family Man membership by clicking the link in the description below, you will get that profile review from me. And so the membership program includes many other things as well. You get a ton of training, additional course content on Upwork and beyond, and you get a monthly group coaching call with me where you can come prepared with all your questions and I'll answer them live. And I provide you support throughout the month in the membership community whenever you have questions on the things you're learning or about your own freelancing business. You're able to ask me those questions and I will provide that support to you. So for $59 a month, you get all that, including the Upwork profile review and revamp. All right, so let's take a look at this freelancer's profile and just start from the top and work our way down. So initially, this freelancer was offering direct response copywriting and wants to switch over to more blog and content writing, persuasive writing. And so looking at the job title right now, he has it separated in three sections: copywriter, content writer, blog writing. It's pretty straightforward. It's, for the most part, SEO friendly. But when a client is searching for a writer, typically they are putting some specifiers in there. And this goes across the board with any type of freelancing, not just writing. But for the most part, let's say a client is looking for a video editor. They're usually typing in add video editor, YouTube video editor. They're clarifying it with what type of video editor they're looking for. With a writer, they're going to clarify blog writer, but they're likely going to go beyond that and type in something like blog writer for health and wellness company. But we're not going to go off assumptions here. We're going to do some research right now to see how he ought to phrase his job title, because this is one of the most important things when it comes to revamping your Upwork profile, is getting the job title right. And you want to make sure that you do the right research on the types of jobs being posted and the competitor research for other freelancers in your niche to try to figure out how to position yourself through your job title. When I've made tweaks on my job title, I've seen my profile all of a sudden boost to the very top of the search results for certain keywords within minutes of changing my job title. And that was the only thing that was changed. And I change my job title at least every year, but usually every 6 months I'm taking a good hard look at it to see if I need to tweak things based on what services I'm providing, but also the competitive landscape and also the jobs that are being posted and what the phrasing is that clients are using when they're posting those jobs. So we'll go up to search for first jobs, and we're just going to put in blog writer. Okay. Now, it's interesting that I mentioned health because when I type in blog writer, what's the second most suggested phrase after blog writer? It's health. Blog writer SEO content, blog writer health, blog writer tech, blog writer real estate. These are the most, what Upwork is doing is it's telling me what the most commonly searched phrases are when you type in just blog writer. These clarifiers of SEO content, health, tech, and real estate are the most commonly searched, which means, again, clients are not just typing in blog writer, they're typing in blog writer health, blog writer tech, blog writer SEO. And so that's what he needs to consider when it comes down to his job title. Now, does he want to lead with the service of copywriting, content writing, or blog writing? That's really up to him and where he thinks his passion is and his strengths are mostly living within. And then that's the first thing that should be listed here. And maybe the other ones or one of the other ones is just taken out completely. So if we type in blog writer for SEO content and see what jobs pop up, website content writer, I need an expert content writer, freelance writer for digital nomad lifestyle blog, experienced SEO article / blog writer. Yeah, so SEO tends to be attached a lot to blog writing because the whole reason why businesses are writing blogs is to build their SEO on their website to attract people organically to that site. And that's one of the best ways to do it, aside from just having other copy on random web pages. The blog content is really where the SEO juice comes from. So, content marketing specialist, SEO is almost always listed here as one of the skills inside of these jobs. Now, if you're just to do, blog writer in and of itself, okay, the first thing that pops up is tech writer. Because again, most businesses know that when it comes to writing, you're going to have a particular skill set with certain types of writing. You're going to be able to write certain types of articles better than other types, whether it's in the healthcare industry or tech or real estate. The types of content that you're most familiar with will make you a better writer. And you can apply this to any type of freelancing as well, that when, like for me, when I provide content marketing services, but not writing, I don't do writing specifically, I do video strategy, but I still have to narrow in my niche that it's educational companies, primarily within finance, investing, real estate, business development, personal development. Companies that focus on those types of things is where my strengths lie. So I focus on narrowing in on that when I'm applying to jobs. So the first thing I'll say, just by looking at this and what Upwork has suggested here, is that SEO should be a part of it. Now, if he has had experience writing articles related to health, then maybe he narrows in that specifically and he literally puts health SEO blog writer for health content, or however you want to phrase that. Now we're going to do some competitor research to take just a second here. We're going to look at the competitors of other freelancers to now see, okay, how specifically are other freelancers getting who are doing well in the writing space? Now that we've looked at kind of the jobs being posted for this, and now before we do that, let's check real quick on content writer. Okay. The suggestions here have finance here, website, India, copywriting, SEO again. So SEO keeps coming up when it comes to any of these types of jobs. Having SEO somewhere in the job title is clearly important, and his target client is using that in their job posts, and it's a commonly used term, a part of the search inquiries from his target client. Okay, now when you're searching talent, a different set of suggestions are coming up. Legal blog writer, fashion blog writer, travel blog writer, So as clients are searching for talent specifically, and we're not searching for the actual job posts themselves, that's the types of writers that are being most commonly searched for. So let's say he has a background in legal writing, then he should go for that because that's a popular niche. So blog writer, let's just do blog writer in general. So the very first person that pops up is just somebody that literally just says blog writer. Add a relevancy for somebody typing in blog writer. Again, like we've seen, it's unusual that a client would just type in blog writer. It's more commonly that they'll type in health and wellness blog writer. And so the second one being ranked is saying health and wellness content creator, article and blog writer, SEO writer. I think her job title is a bit redundant, and she can condense that for sure. But so far she's being ranked for the purposes of, a high enough job success score and has the relevant skills, relevant jobs related to the search. YouTube script writer. And yeah, a lot of these on the first page are from, these first few are from different countries. I've noticed that Upwork is now trying to force different elements of diversification, where even though these first couple freelancers don't have the strongest profiles and they don't have the greatest job title, and they have extremely low hourly rates, Upwork is putting them first to give them a chance. I mean, she's from Ghana, Pakistan, the United Kingdom. And chances are that these three freelancers are not the same three freelancers that are in the first three spots for blog writer every single week. I bet you Upwork is cycling through different freelancers every single week, and they keep replacing and pushing up different profiles to try to give newer freelancers a chance from a variety of different countries, almost regardless of their experience or even how well their profile is optimized. Again, with thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of freelancers on the platform, hundreds of thousands, there's the chances of you just randomly being selected is still pretty low. So if you optimize your profile well, you'll at least be on this first page. Because the other thing to recognize is that many clients will go in here and they will choose some filters. That if there's certain countries they don't want to work with, they'll click, if they click just US only, now this is who's popping up. So I would say if you are a freelancer in the US, which this one is, whose profile we are reviewing right now, that when you do the competitor research, click US only. Chances are that your client is also doing that if you're targeting clients in the US looking for a writer, especially in the field of writing. They tend to want somebody that's very proficient with the English language, and they don't want to risk any lack in that, and they're likely to just look for somebody in the US for that type of job. So going back over to the talent search, and going back over to talent search, blog writer, and then US only. Okay, article and blog writer SEO, medical writer. So she's even specifying her specific niche, which as a writer, I recommend you doing that. I recommend you figuring out what niche you can really thrive in regarding the types of businesses you're doing copywriting for or blog writing for. It's going to help you stand out and show and present yourself as an expert in that particular niche. SEO needs to be thrown in there, and copywriting can honestly just probably be taken out. Content writer, if he wants to really zero in on finding jobs related to blog writing or article writing, I would focus in on that. A lot of the freelancers that are popping up on the first page are focusing on just blog and content writing or blog and SEO. Some of these are throwing in content writer, article writer, ebook. That's even more specific. SEO writer. I mean, this isn't even the greatest job title But overall, when let's click in blog writing. Now let's click in the hourly rate, because he's wanting to charge $125 an hour. So let's narrow this down to the higher hourly rate of freelancers, which is also what you want to do, because your target client might already be putting in hourly rate, wanting somebody more experienced. And as we can see here, there's one right here. So finance and investment writer, STEM designated MBA, he's charging $140 an hour. If you want to charge $125 an hour, the best thing you can do is start to find the profiles that are popping up that are closer to that hourly rate and seeing how they're wording their job title. He's zeroing in on a very specific niche when it comes to his writing, and he's probably able to get away with that, with charging more because of having that expertise in that particular niche. And so that's what I suggest you also figuring out with your job title, is what kind of niche do you want to be working within. Okay, we're continuing on this review of this freelancer's profile. We just did the research on how to come up with the right job title. And the reason why that took so long is because that is the most important part regarding the SEO, the search engine optimization of your profile, so that Upwork knows who to surface your profile to, and so you can get more clicks from your target client. And so the conclusion that I've came up with that would be a better job title with the direction he's wanting to take it in would be blog writer. So starting with blog writer, or he could say blog and article writer if the clients that he's after uses the word article a lot. Then in parentheses, put SEO, comma, content writing, or SEO, comma, copywriting, or just SEO. And that way that term SEO is in the job title, because his clients are using that a lot in their job posts, and other freelancers who are currently having their freelance profile on the first page of Upwork search, a lot of them have the term SEO in their job title, because that's ultimately the goal that these clients are having. They want you to write articles and blogs for their website because they want to boost the SEO of their website. So you showing that you have an understanding of that is going to be important regarding being able to go in that direction. Now, looking at your description. So far, you'd love to build an engaged online audience, but you're struggling to do it. Okay, great first sentence, because he's immediately mentioning the fact that he knows what his target client's main goal is. Their goal A, which is they want to build an engaged audience online. How are they going to do that? They're going to do it through hiring him as a writer so that they can create that engagement with their audience and also grow an audience and attract people to their website because of the blog articles that he's going to write. And then he's also appealing to the fact that when he says, but you're struggling to do it, so he's really getting in their head of, yeah, I am wanting to build this engaged audience, but I'm struggling to do it. He immediately shows them that he understands their main problem and what the end goal is of his freelancing. A weaker intro would be, you want somebody to write your blog articles, right? That's the path by which they build an engaged audience. But ultimately, they don't want somebody to just write blog articles. No client just wants somebody to just edit a video. They want the result that's coming from that. They're paying for the result that they expect will come from that. And you as a freelancer, if you want to attract the right clients, if you want to get those deals, you show them that you understand that goal behind the project, that you see clearly how your work is going to link to that, and they're a lot more likely to hire you. We're talking about creating educational, enjoyable blogs, articles, copy, which captures your prospects' attention, clearly and smoothly provides them the information they need, and ultimately inspires them to want to work with you. Okay, so he's now elaborating more on who his target client is. It's the type of business that, for one, is trying to find clients to work with them. So this phrasing is okay as long as you're accurate in the fact that the target client you're going after is the type of business that has like programs or they offer coaching, or they're working with you. They're not just selling a product to customers. Then this works if that's your target client. Well, great news, you're in the right place. My content has helped businesses such as Hack Spirit turn their $9 ebooks into six-figure successes. That's a great highlight from your portfolio. The Painter's Loft 3x their revenue with their home project kits. And so you have these 3 highlights here. I don't have highlights of what I've achieved. Well, I do have like one in the intro paragraph of my profile. The fact that he only lists out 3 of them and they're very brief, that's totally fine. That can be effective in a profile. You don't want to have this endless list of what should just be in your portfolio. You're just trying to grab attention. Usually 1 or 2 successes is enough to grab their attention. And then you elaborate more on your other successes as you share your portfolio with them. You see, by creating copy/content, which shows, this is just a little bit of an odd transition. But I think you're trying to make this very conversational. So, I mean, it could work. By creating copy/content, which shows you're likable, you're an expert, and you're a trustworthy friend your prospects can count on. Okay, so yeah, you're identifying more the type of business they are that they go after, prospects and clients. You're getting in their head about, yes, I do want to be likable. Yes, I want to be seen as an expert. You'll gain a happy band of loyal followers/customers who will, dare I say, ignite your monthly revenue. Okay, this is good because you're sticking to a particular tone of voice, and you being a writer, you got to really nail the about description, right? Because the about description in and of itself is demonstrating your writing skill. So far, so good with that, the tone that you're sticking to. Because if we work together, you'll gain an audience-building ally who's a wizard at taking abstract or dry, challenging subject matter and presenting it as clear and accessible. I just want to zoom in here so I can show you guys. So then he goes on to say, because if we work together, you'll gain an audience-building ally, referring to him, the freelancer. It's a little vague there. You may want to reword that to make it a little more specific. You'll gain an audience-building ally, so that's the freelancer, who's a wizard at taking abstract or dry, challenging subject matter and presenting it as clear, accessible, smoothly structured, even entertaining content your readers love, a published author and pure writer who's skilled in copywriting persuasion, a dream to work with, in that you'd love a personable writer and team player kind of way, brand voice impersonator. Okay, hits deadlines and delivers results. Because nobody needs a talented, hardworking writer who doesn't understand it's a business. Yeah, this is really good, honestly. Like this about description. Take a peek in my 100% success rate reviews if you want to learn more about working with me. So I'll keep it semi-short and sweet for now, but if you'd love to work with an awesome writer, just give me a shout out and let's chat. Looking forward, Spencer. Okay, yeah, you really nailed that about description. One bit of advice I would give, besides reducing this down to 2 successes, maybe just these first 2, is see how you can trim this up a little bit to make it a little bit shorter. It's tipping over that point where most clients are not going to read the whole thing, and you have a lot of one line and then white space sections here. I know you're trying to create a certain cadence and a rhythm with how it gets read, but I would, from this point down through here, see if you can trim that up just a little bit. Maybe just, hack out about this much. Try to trim about this much from that, just collectively over, not that section, but just about that much text from this whole section, so that it's easier for the reader to get from the beginning to the end and then be like, wow. Approach it with the same tone of voice, with the same style. You have all the right content in here. It just needs to be a little bit shorter to make sure that the client who's reading it will get to the end, because they can get kind of lost in the middle here as some of these quirps carry on a little too long. So that would be my advice there, but really great start for an about description, just a little long. So far, the main changes in your job title. You need to test the hourly rate. Because you're jumping from 75 from this previous job up to 125, you may find that you need to go to 100 first for a couple of months and then go up to 125, because they're going to look at your recent job being 75 and think it's almost too big of a jump. All you need is a single job at then the $85 range or the 90 something or $100 range to then go from there up to 125. It's a little harder to jump from 75 to 125. It's a lot easier to jump from 300 to 350 because ratio wise going up 50 at that point is a lot less. Right now going up 50 is still a big jump. So if you go in a couple weeks and you're not getting any responses, or you're submitting proposals, you're getting interviewed, but then ultimately it's not going through, you may need to drop this down to 100 or to just like 95 and make it seem even less, even though it's very close to 100. That's my recommendation with the hourly rate increase. And overall, you have some good experience here. Portfolio, you've got some pieces here. You have documents attached that people can read. Yeah, when it comes to writing, ultimately they're going to want to read as many examples as possible. But overall, pretty good. I would put make a video where you're on camera and your tone of voice that you're writing with is also in the delivery of you presenting on camera, and you're talking through. It doesn't have to be edited. You don't have to hire a videographer and an editor and put tons of graphics in it. It can just be you with your iPhone, whatever you have that's HD with a little microphone plugged in, and you just talking through, and you can script it out, but then try to be really familiar with it so it's more natural. And you're just talking through some of the points in the about description, but not really repeating it. And if anything, you're educating them on the best approach to writing blogs and articles for increasing an engaged audience online. Do a 5-minute video where you're teaching them, here's some tips on how you can build an engaged audience online by having an aggressive blog writing strategy. And then you go into teaching some ways that you would approach coming up with a blog strategy. You're literally educating them on the process, but you're not just giving everything away, because they're going to hire you to then write those blogs. But they're going to get a taste of what your strategy and what your approach is in that video. The video is not just a place to repeat what's in your about description. It's a place to educate and show that you really are an expert on this topic of blog writing, and you've got some extensive advice to share in that area. That is what's missing from your profile for sure, is that video. Be willing to do that. It will help you stand out, especially as a writer. Video editors, videographers, they're a lot more willing to make a video because that's what they do, right? That's not what you do. You write. But if you're willing to make that video, you're going to stand out, especially as a writer, and it's going to make a difference. And even if you go into the talent section and research some other freelancers and see if any of them have created videos and how they approach their video, who are also writers, that can give you some ideas. But yeah, that's really the main tweaks here, is and do some of the research yourself to confirm how you want to word your job title, trim up the about description. And then again, it comes down to you also figuring out that niche. You need to be able to narrow down on, as a writer, what industries of businesses are you wanting to work with most? What are you more of an expert in writing? Is it health related? Is it tech related? Is it personal development related? You zero in on a particular niche and you're going to have an easier time closing deals with clients that are within that niche. As a writer these days, there's a lot of writers on Upwork. You've got to stand out by focusing on a particular niche of writing. And then, that might cancel out some other clients, but it will attract the client that is within that niche. And you can do some research on the jobs section of Upwork to search out how many jobs are being posted for a tech writer, for a health. If you're not sure what niche to focus on, just go look for how many different jobs are being posted for certain types of writers. And then you can cross-reference that with researching how many freelancers are out there that are focusing on just that niche who are writers. And then you can find the opportunity. Oh, there's quite a few jobs being posted for a tech writer, but I'm only finding 2 freelancer profiles who are focusing on tech writing only. There's some opportunity there. I only have 2 other freelancers in the world on Upwork that I'm competing against. That's the kind of research you need to do to take your profile even to the next level beyond just what you can apply by learning from watching this video. So any of you in a similar situation, hopefully you've learned something or two from. So hopefully anybody else who is looking to upgrade their Upwork profile has learned some things from this review. Again, if you want me to review your profile personally and make a video like this where I am going through and helping you to revamp it, then check out the Freelance Family Man membership program. That is where you will get one of these given to you in that first month for free. It's not going to last forever. I'm not going to offer this as part of the membership program forever. It's only during this introductory period when the group is small and we're just getting this program going. But at some point I will pull the plug and I won't be able to do these personal reviews for everyone that signs up for the membership program because it's only $59 a month. And just this review alone is worth more than $59 of my time. And so if you want that review, I'd encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. You can cancel after the first month if you don't like anything else that you get from it, but you will get more additional coaching from me beyond just this Upwork profile review. As part of the membership community, you'll be able to learn from other freelancers, engage with them, show up to a monthly live coaching call, and get additional support from me throughout the month as you go through a lot of course material that you'll have access to as well. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you around.